Oh, hey guys, what's up? Remember that really nasty rental property that I had that the tenant abandoned and they left raw sewage in the bathtub or the shower? So if you're just now joining me, this is part 3 of Renovate Poopy House. But just to get you caught up if you don't want to go back and watch the other 2. So I had a rental property. It's a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. My tenant abandoned the property. We never went in. He lived there for 4 years. My fault. Long story behind that, we never went in and did an inspection on the property. Never made maintenance calls, paid his rent on time every month, most months a few days early. So we really had no reason to be concerned. I knew he wasn't the cleanest tenant ever because, I did pass by the property occasionally and I could see the yard and I could see that he wasn't taking the best care of the outside of the property, which is usually a pretty decent sign of what the inside looks like. So my fault, my bad, but that's done. We had to clean it up. Well, here's the bad part. The bad part is there was a sewage backup. I guess the line got clogged and the sewage backed up in the bathroom. He never called, and we had about 2 inches of raw sewage flooding the entire bathroom and overflowing into the bedroom. He never called me. There were footprints in it. There were footprints in the shower. He was still using it and living in it like that. It was filth. So in a previous video, I mentioned a thing called Murphy's Law. And if you're not familiar with Murphy's Law, what Mr. Murphy said was, if it can go wrong, it will go wrong. And yet again, on this project, he proved himself right again. So Mr. Murphy, kudos to you. You were right. We had a hurricane come through. You can't plan for that. It is hurricane season. So you expect a hurricane to come through occasionally. We're way far north Louisiana, so when hurricanes come through, we get some rain normally. Well, this time we got more than rain and it was pretty bad. So it took a couple of weeks for everybody to kind of get things cleaned up and settled down so we could actually focus back on the property. So we did come in at a 4-week timeline instead of a 2-week timeline. So we're 2 weeks behind, but we came in $1,500 under budget. So I can't complain too much. I budgeted $7,500. We ended up coming in at about $6,000. So, hey, things go wrong, things go right, they even out, it's all good. So I'm okay with the timeline because we saved so much money. Now, you're asking how we save money. I know you're asking because you need to know how to save money because saving money is good. So once you get into the rental game, there are a few things you need to know. And one of them is how to save money around maintenance issues. Maintenance is going to be one of your largest expenses as a landlord. So in my previous video, I told you guys that I use the same paint in every property. So that's how we save $1,500, not on paint, but on materials. So I use the same materials in all of my rental properties. I use the same paint, I use the same flooring, I use the same everything. I keep the same materials. And that way, it's a multifaceted reason. So when you go buy paint, let's say you're painting 1 room in a house and you buy 2 gallons. Well, you never use exactly 2 gallons, right? You're either gonna run out and have to go buy a 3rd gallon, or you're gonna get finished and have some left over. Well, if you're using the same paint colors in every property, you just keep those leftovers, and then the next property comes around and you've already got a ½ gallon of paint waiting on you. And those things add up. So that's what we do. We use the same materials in every property and we keep our leftovers, and that way they just continue to roll over. If you used a different paint color in every property, well then you get done and you have a ½ gallon of paint and you have nowhere to use it. So it just makes sense. Okay, that's enough talking. So here's the before and after montage. There it is. I think we've created a super nice space, and it didn't cost us a lot of money to do it. We should not have had to do this. I wish that my tenant had taken care of the property, but the property needed to be renovated anyways. Now, I wish he hadn't flooded the whole property with raw sewage, but it was the push that I needed to go ahead and renovate this property. This place is fantastic now. It is a super nice little property, and it's a 1-bedroom, 1-bath that we rent for $675. Now, we pay the utilities too, the water, the electricity, and all of that. So really they're getting it for about $525, $550 a month because the utilities vary. So they're getting a super nice property for just over $500. And in our market, we're in a college town. That is a really, really, really fair deal. They're getting a good deal. I'm making decent money on the property because this is actually in the backyard of a 3-bedroom, 1-bath house that we also own. So I have 2 rental units on one property. So this property cash flows really well. We're getting the $675 in the back, and we're getting $825 in the front. And we ended up, I think we paid $115 for the property. So do the math. We paid $115. I rent the front property for $825 and the back property for $675. You don't find properties that cash flow that well very often. So this is a great property for us. And now it's a win-win situation. We're giving the tenant a great property at a great price, and we're making good money off of it. Okay, so now addressing the elephant in the room. I bet you guys are all wondering, why am I in a grocery store? No, you're probably not wondering, but you might. If you are wondering why I'm in a grocery store, I'll tell you why I'm in a grocery store. Because I own a grocery store. This is my day job, guys. I have a little small natural foods grocery store. This is where I spend my days. Real estate is my side hustle, and groceries are my day hustle. And I haven't made any videos about it yet. I'm sure I will. I need to. You know what? I need to make a video about groceries. I'll do that soon. All right, guys. Hey, if you like what you've seen here, do me a favor. Hit that like button. Where's the like button? Hit that subscribe button. That tells YouTube that I make decent videos, and they'll share it with more people. And have you seen my channel? I need help. I mean, I've got like 2 subscribers. So please, I would sincerely appreciate that. Guys, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.